Okay, 7th grade, good morning, and it is English class. Hope you guys are ready for English. You're ready for pages 21 and 22 in your English book. Should be a fast morning for your English. Should not take you too long. The first page is a checkup, and it'll be review from what you've been learning about. Just a couple things to remind you on. What the difference is of a simile, a metaphor, a personification, and a hyperbola. A simile is comparing two unlike objects using the word like or as. Something is like something else. A metaphor is when you say it is something else. My candy is something, okay? Two unlike objects. Personification is when you take a lifeless object and give it a human quality. The trees were waving. The flowers were smiling. They're given a human quality. And a hyperbola is an exaggeration. Something that can't even happen, but you're exaggerating to explain as something that happened. And that's going to be your first part of your checkup. The last part is your chronological, spatial, and order of importance. And on the bottom questions you're going to say when you use the different kinds of paragraphs. And if you don't remember, it's on page 19 up at the top. If you do a descriptive paragraph, you should use this kind of order. If you're writing a narrative paragraph, you should use this kind of order, okay? Now, going to page 22, we're going to change a little bit and we're just going to start talking about pronouns. Remember, a pronoun is something that takes the place of a noun. Rather than saying Abigail, we would say she. Or rather than saying Abigail, Seth, and Casey, we would say they, or them, or we, or us. Or rather than saying Seth, we would say he. It takes the place of a noun. Now, personal pronouns refer to persons and have gender, person, number, and case. Gender refers to masculine, feminine, or neuter. Neuter means it can be either one. It can be masculine or feminine. And masculine would refer to males. Feminine would refer to females. The person indicates the speaker, the person spoken to, or the person spoken about. And the number refers to singular or plural. Was it one person or two people? Like, in other words, the pronoun he and she would refer to singular. If you would say they, us, we, that's more than one. That would be plural. And the case shows the function, how they functioned do they function as a subject, a predicate nominative, object, preposition, things like that. So you have 5 matching right at the beginning. It's just what we just read up at the top. And then you have a box. It says memorize these nominative case personal pronouns and their functions. Now, a nominative case can function as a subject or a predicate nominative. Okay? So a nominative case is I, we, you, he, she, it, or they. Those are nominatives and they function as subjects or predicate nominatives. Only 2 things. Then you've got, let me go back. Then it says on the blank, you need to memorize these boxes because it will help you when you decide, should I use this pronoun or this pronoun? Okay, if you know that the nominative case only functions as a subject, you're not going to want to put a me or a him or a her in a subject. It's not the correct pronoun. It says on the blank, write the pronoun indicated in parentheses at the end of each sentence. Jesus said blank are to be the salt of this earth. Okay, it's first person plural. So if you go back up to the box that we just looked at, first person is either I or we. One of them, I is singular, we is plural. So first person plural is we. Jesus said we are to be the salt of this earth. Number 7 says, because salt is a seasoning, blank makes our food taste better. So it's third person singular. It could be he, she, or it. Because salt is a seasoning, he makes our food taste better, she makes our food taste better, or it makes our food taste better. It's talking about salt. Salt is not a he or a she, it's an it. So it's it makes our food taste better. Likewise, a seasoning or good influence in this world is, who's a good influence in this world? It's second person singular. Second person is only you. So in this world is you. So that's what they want you to do. The next box is the objective case. And if you notice on the right, the objective case functions as a direct object, an indirect object, or an object of a preposition. You're not ever going to find an objective case functioning as a subject. And remember what a predicate nominative is. Predicate nominative always follows a linking verb. So, so a direct object, indirect object, you're always going to have a action verb before those blanks. And then an object of preposition can be the prepositional phrases can be kind of wherever in a sentence, but it has to be in a prepositional phrase. Now, if you notice, it and you can both be nominative and objective case pronouns, okay? So fill in the blanks on numbers 9 through 12, just exactly like we did 6, 7, and 8. They tell you if it's first or second person and if it's plural or singular. So if you follow that, maybe sometimes you're going to have to choose between 3 of them, but put the one in that makes the most sense. And that is all. Those are the 2 different cases you're going to learn about today. A case is how it functions in a sentence. So that's the difference between nominative or objective case, is how it functions in a sentence. All right, that is all for English class today. Have a great day and enjoy your day.